Steve?
Coach, you guys get off to the good start. They pull even, and it felt like from that point forward they owned all the momentum. Just wasn't a lot of energy. What did you see in your dugout, and what do you kind of attribute that to?
Yeah, I don't know. Man, we come out and have a great first inning and have some good at-bats. And we have actually in the second and the third have great momentum on their starter, and we hit into 2 double plays. I don't mind the one by Downs. Downs crushes that ball, and it just is what it is. But their guy gets to settle in, and then, they tie it up, and they got all the momentum in the world. And then, we just didn't step up to the competition.
Doug?
Coach, I know the nemesis in a ball game is an error or a walk, but they seem to come in groups. Is there a way that you can work against them compounding like that?
Yeah, I wish I could guide the ball where it went. Man, I don't know if we've ever worked as hard on defense and infield defense, and we just, they're popping up at times, like you said, and then we don't respond and just flush it, and it becomes a bigger error. And so it's been hanging around us for a couple weeks. We just haven't played great defensively, and like I said, man, I can't tell you how much we've spent on it just this week in itself, trying to become a better defensive team. And we got good defenders. They're just not defending well right now out there.
Sam?
What's just been the mood in the dugout and the clubhouse these last couple of weeks as these losses are piling up?
Pissed off, frustrated. That's what happens in a time like this, and that's why you need to feel good. Some big hits, and so that they can relax and play a little bit. But it hangs over you, I can tell you that, and we got to get rid of that feeling.
Steve?
Typically you don't score in 8 innings, you lose the ball game. I mean, what were you kind of seeing from your offense that maybe led to that?
Yeah, I don't know. It was strange tonight. I felt like we were swinging a lead pole. Like we had 3-1 counts and just weak pop-ups, and usually we're a lot more aggressive in that spot. And so I thought the last pitcher they threw was really good. So I think he attributed to a lot of it. I think and the other guys were good, but I just thought we helped them out of some situations.
Sam?
Particularly with Aaron Downs, has been struggling a little bit in SEC play. A lot different than what we saw first month of the season. But what are you just seeing there with him right now?
Just overswinging a little bit, chasing out of the zone a little bit. That's he was so good early. And tonight with the left-handed pitcher and the ball blowing out of the ballpark, you're thinking that's a good matchup. And he did get a good hard ball that he hit into a double play. But yeah, we need him. I mean, he was so good for us early.
Steve?
I mean, do you feel like maybe like the weight of it right now is just on the shoulders of these guys? I mean, do you feel like there's a sense of urgency where maybe they're trying to do too much, or what would you kind of
I think that's about as good as you can state it right there, that they understand the weight of it, and that's the frustrating part, and it affects their game a little bit, trying to do too much, and if you never play the game, you don't realize it, but when you're loose and free and playing with a lead, it's just the game's a lot easier, and these guys, we got to find a way to get to that point. We got to turn the momentum and get these guys going.
Got time for a few more. Doug?
Coach, I want to talk a little bit about Pico. He seems to have struggled a little bit the last couple of weekends, making the teams heavily dependent on him. He's given up home runs that make the difference or tie the game. What do you see different in him now than maybe a couple of weeks ago?
It's the SEC. That's what you're seeing. I mean, I thought he was unbelievable last week at LSU. Gives up the 2 solo homers, and today was not his best day. Like I think, but 2 weeks ago he won a 2-1 game at Oklahoma. Last week he lost a 2-1 game at LSU. Today it was more command. It wasn't even the home run. It's just commanding the off speed and getting ahead. And ran his pitch count up there a little bit early. I think that was. I just didn't think he was. As many strikes as we normally see out of him. He's been really good. Even tonight, we leave 3-3, and we're in a tie game in the 6th inning. He gives you a chance to win, and that's what your Friday night guy's supposed to do. But SEC's hard. You got these big hitters, and they connect. Every ballpark we played in was blowing like it was tonight. So if you get a ball up there, the ball's going to carry.
Steve?
You talk about them kind of trying to get them to play loose. What can you and your staff do to kind of get guys just to relax a little bit and just enjoy playing ball?
Well, that's a tough one. I mean, I'm in our world, we're walking out there trying to play tight. It's just you're trying to make some decisions in the game maybe to help them out. get a lead, get a win, get that feel good back in our locker room. It's a tough dynamic, and it's like I said, we got to do a better job and have more prepared, and get out there and play good baseball. We get to play, unfortunately for us, in about 12 hours we get to jump back out there and play again, and we need to play a better brand of baseball tomorrow.
Sam.
Yeah, kind of on that, just a quick turnaround in another game Sunday. What's it just going to take to get 2 wins and still come out of the season?
Pitch, defend, and clutch hitting for us to get some 2-out hits, for us to get some hits when guys are out there. I think that's the biggest thing, and they've been in the same situation as us, so we got to go out there and outplay them. The message all week's been we have to go out there and earn it. It isn't about a team coming. We played a couple top 10 teams, and it's some people say, well, now it's the time. No, it's time for us to play better, not just who we play, how we play. We're not playing the game good enough, obviously, if you watch.
Yeah.
Coach, with Thurgood Sweeney going for as long as he is, maybe one of the premium arms, and stayed able to keep Davis out there for 4 total innings, do you feel like the bullpen sets up better moving forward for?
Well, I think so. I mean, Ben did a great job of securing that game and keeping us in it. We didn't do anything to help him. That's the unfortunate side. But we'll have to come out. We're going to have to face another good arm for them tomorrow, so we'll have to be ready to go. And we got some guys still available. Thank y'all.
Hunter Hines. Any questions? JP?
When you got hit the first inning, y'all got the lead. What was the mood like, and did y'all feel like you had the game at that point and going in your direction?
Yeah, it's always good to jump out with the lead in the first inning. I don't know, just kind of let him settle in. He pitched a pretty good game after that.
Steve?
Hunter, sometimes it becomes like a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's like, here we go again. I mean, it's one of the leaders of this team. How do you kind of combat against that and say, let's not be afraid to go win the ball game tonight?
Yeah, defensively we're struggling right now, and it's kind of a hard deal because when you make one error, kind of snowball effect. So I'm just trying to do the best I can to help them out and just kind of slow them down a little bit and help them play a little bit better.
Sam.
What's just been the mood in the dugout and the clubhouse these last couple of weeks as these losses are piling up?
About how you would expect. I mean, we're not winning ball games. It's not fun. So we need to get it rolling somehow.
Doug.
Hunter, you really improved your game in the last few weeks, and I'm imagining that you've probably done it mentally and physically. Are there things about that you can share with some of these other players when they're having a hard time like you?
Yeah. So I just honestly it helped me the best to just slow down and trust my abilities, and it's helping me right now. Trying to make sure the moments don't get too big and just kind of stay within yourself. And I think as a whole we all need to do a little bit better job of that.
Steve.
Along those lines too, I mean, how do you avoid kind of looking too far down the road and just focusing on the next ball game?
Yeah, I mean it's tough, but we're in the position we're in right now. We have to. We have to go. We got to forget about tonight, even though it's tough, and we got to win tomorrow. So we got to go pitch to pitch and ball game to ball game. Can't worry about the past. There's nothing we're going to do that's going to change it. We can only change the future. So it's kind of what I tell them.
Sam.
Coach just said that the last week or so you guys were really emphasizing defense, and probably more than he ever has in being a coach here in this few years. Can you kind of expand on that, or like what the last couple of weeks have been like in practice and what the message has been about the defense?
Yeah, obviously we're working on it. Trying to do a better job of it. I think it's more of a mental thing right now. Just like when things start to happen, we just need to relax and focus, and don't let it get too big. And I think that's the small problem right now is turning into big problems, honestly. So we just got to trust ourselves, especially in the infield. We got to trust one another and start improving.
Take a couple more. You may. Thanks, Hunter.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.